What's up, everybody? It's Versus. It's Memorial Day, so sun's out, guns out. I guess. I'm JWMaher. That's Will Cohen. Well, we did it in Letterboxd when you search for movies by ITN Studios, not distribution. We've watched everything in the horror genre that has officially been released. There's a few movies that are in like production, post-production that we have not covered. Fair enough, they haven't been released, but our first pass through, we're both still alive. And how are you feeling?
You know, for the most part, I'm fine. But you know me, like usually when we watch these films, I'm annoyed, I'm disappointed, sometimes I'm pissed off. But it's very rare when I feel like my time was literally wasted watching this movie. And this film that we're covering this week is one of those films.
Yeah, we're talking about, I don't even know if this counts as like intellectual property, public domain thing, because it's not The Little Mermaid, it is The Deadly Little Mermaid. And like, not spoilery, but just like what is going on here there is a mermaid. But they also, I guess the movie itself, when they were done filming, they only had like 25 minutes of footage or some shit because they've padded this movie with scenes that I think are from other movies. I'm pretty sure there's scenes from like The Mermaid's Curse like spliced into this movie.
Where are you going?
And like a bunch of other mermaid movies we've seen, because there's a main character mermaid, I guess, right? But then there's also a ton of scenes. There's a ton of scenes where there's this other mermaid just killing people who we never see.
Right.
Then there's scenes of like other mermaids that aren't even that mermaid killing people. And there's like no setup around the kills. It's just like randos. So we're in the story for a good 30 seconds. Then it cuts away to some fucking person who we don't know who they are getting killed by a mermaid that doesn't look like the mermaids in the story. It's like a zombie mermaid. It's like, okay. Then they cut to like a CGI mermaid. You're like, okay.
You see, even my memory, like, this shows like how much I retained to this movie, because like my memory was that like you see like at least two like random mermaid kills, and then we get into the story after that. So it's like we have
the very beginning, the cold open is just like, it's like Jaws kind of. There's like fishermen, and then it's a full-on CGI mermaid killing them. That mermaid never really comes back.
No. And this is and when we do get to our mermaid, I mean, well, like really all like every mermaid kill goes the same way. It's like we have like this nice like flowery like singing, like, because it's almost like Ariel singing, oh, but that's copyrighted, so they couldn't do that, so some other version of it. And then all of a sudden, like when the kill starts happening, it's the same like weird metal track, like just screaming and metal as it as it's bleeding. I mean, it's like the first time it happened, I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. But then they use the same metal, they use the same singing and the same metal track for everything, to the point that like this happens, I swear to God, like 5 times in the first like 10 minutes, and it gets annoying after the second time.
Yeah,
and they keep doing it over and over again. They'll go, they for a movie that's 83 minutes long, they spend maybe about 15-20 minutes tops on the actual story and our actual mermaid. And
the story itself is like There's a guy named Tyler. He's an artist. His wife and daughter were killed in some sort of maritime accident. We're not clear what the fuck happened. Right. They kind of allude to the fact that they were killed by mermaids, but like that doesn't make any sense. He's an artist, but he's successful enough to have a house in town, and he owns like an Airbnb outside of town, right? And 5 guests come, and they stay there.
Hey, you must be Tyler. Oh, good day. So, you guys found it all right?
Yeah, the directions were pretty clear on the booking instructions.
Okay. Meanwhile, in town, there's obviously like an epidemic of people getting fucking slaughtered by mermaids. Nobody seems to know or give a shit about it. Like, but if you count all the cutaway kills of these other mermaids killing people, this town's got a real fucking problem. Like, I don't know what goes on in England, but whatever their version of the National Guard is should have been called in a long time ago. But it isn't.
And I'm what really got to me is that I felt like some of the kills were like really, really bad stereotypes and racial stereotypes at that.
I have to put my dick in the ocean just to get some type of action out here, huh? Fucking hell. And they always go to secluded areas with no signal.
And yeah, there's definitely 2 gentlemen. I mean, the group is two black gentlemen and 3 white girls go to this house. But go ahead, Will.
Right. But they act so stereotypically black. Like this felt like this would have like felt at home out in the UPN network like 20 years ago. That level of bad, that level of cringe. Like some guy is showing up like rapping, and then all of a sudden he's eliminated for no reason.
Yeah, the first one that gets killed is the director of the movie, and he clearly has an understanding of how black men act in public, I guess, according to him, because this guy is the funniest part is when like they obviously did everything was just one take, because this first guy, I believe his name is also Will, the first guy. Right?
It is.
Okay, and he's like complaining about how he's lost and how he doesn't know where he is. Meanwhile, like in the cut, you can see people walking in the background, like
That house.
But this shows how little they cared about the production and how little they cared about anyone who would ever watch this film. Yeah. It's like, and it's not even like if this was like a deliberate choice, if this was played for laughs, so like if this was like The Room, where it's like if there's at least a question whether or not those are intentional choices and whether it's played for laughs or for stupidity, that would be one thing. This is either like taking itself too seriously or just doesn't give a shit, and you just can't tell which. And at the end of the time, it just doesn't matter.
I should also note, okay, getting into the plot. So this guy, Tyler, his wife and kid are dead, but he also has a friend who I guess wants to be more than friends with him, but he doesn't want to be more than friends with her. Her name is Rose. She's a witch. Or at least she tells everybody she's a witch.
I know how many times I've got to tell you, I'm not interested in your witches' cults.
Well, it's a sisterhood.
She doesn't do any witch shit. She just said she's a witch in name only. She's a wino. And then the guy, Tyler, finds a mermaid, like it just knocked out on the beach. We don't know it's a mermaid, but to him, it's just a woman knocked out on the beach. Brings her back to the house. It's Splash, basically. And then, like, weird shit starts happening. And then Rose, the witch friend, basically tells Tyler, like, oh no, she's a mermaid. Mermaids feed off the sorrow and despair of men and then use them up. And even though that's clearly what's going on, Tyler just doesn't listen to her, even though he does not have any kind of sexual relation with this mermaid person. He just allows her to just use him up and kill him. And she kills everybody.
Yep.
But then, and I don't mean to plow through this movie, but there really isn't much to plow through. At the end of the movie, the police finally show up. And one officer shows up. And in a scene that explains nothing, he stumbles upon a painting Tyler has made of a mermaid, and then the movie ends with a jump scare of the mermaid painting coming to life and attacking the cop, which is just like, it must have been like Make-A-Wish Day in England, and they just allowed every kid who was dying of like whatever vicious brain tumor kids were like, listen, kid, I know you don't understand what's going on. I know you don't know what reality is, but as your final wish, what do you want in the movie? It's like, oh, I want the painting to fucking kill somebody. Like, you got it, Timmy. That's the beginning of the movie. And like every kid who was dying of a brain tumor got that at the end of this movie. That's how I think it was made.
I mean, it makes a lot more sense than what we fucking got.
Yeah.
That's it. That's literally all. That's it.
Yeah. Let's rate it. I gotta say, I don't know what you rated it, but like the fact that like this, there's movies like we've had a Telephobia and they were disrespectful, right? To humans. This movie is disrespectful to like the idea of like how to put a movie together. Because I didn't even touch on the fact that like there's at least 5 minutes worth of footage in the movie where it's just like jagged like cuts of like a mermaid's face going
Right.
For no reason.
Nope.
This is a half-star movie through and through because like at no point was a movie attempting to be made.
I wasn't much more generous than you, if I'm being completely honest. I actually gave this 1 star. Even if you want to ignore the fact that this movie is actively trying to be racist at times, it's truly disrespectful to the genre. And it's very rare when I actually say that a film is completely disrespecting its genre. And that's exactly what's happening here. Like we do love horror over on Why We Love Horror. So when this kind of shit happens, it needs to be called out. So no, 1 star.
Fair enough. Hey, we're resetting the clock. We're going back, as far as I know, in my research of ITN distributions as the evil conglomerate that it is. The earliest incarnation of them putting their stamp on a film is 2004's Inside of Evil. Now, a little bit behind the scenes. I don't know if this movie is available anywhere. Like, it's not available in any streaming services, but we are going to try our hardest to go through the back channels and find a copy of 2004's Inside of Evil to watch, and then maybe we'll even watch the sequel, which is not an ITN distributed movie. Whatever. The Versus branches out at times, but we're going to start with Inside of Evil because that is the roots of ITN, and then for the next, 6 years, we will go through all of the ITN movies we have not seen. So you're in for the long haul with us. If you made this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror. Check out the Letterboxd challenge here. And when we come back next week, there's going to be brand new intro videos for Versus, and we'll have a link to the list of the movies we will be watching on Versus as well. So look for that next week. But until then, I'm JWMaher. That's Will Cohen. We'll see you next week on Versus.